Hey, this is Tim with Big Yellow Jeep, and today we are going to Hawksbill Crag, also known as Whitaker Point, in the Buffalo River Valley, the Ponca-Boxley Valley part of the Buffalo River Valley. And Hawksbill Crag is also known as Whitaker Point, and it is probably without a doubt the most photographed spot in the Ozarks, certainly one of the most popular hiking destinations in the Ozarks. And if you are watching this video, I'm pretty sure that you probably already have an idea of what it looks like because you're watching it just to get a little bit more information about it. If you're not familiar with it, Hawksbill Crag is a large outcropping of rock that sticks out from a bluff line in the Ozark Mountains, and it is without a doubt one of the most scenic places and beautiful photographing spots that you'll ever see. The hike itself is about 3 to 3.5 miles out and back, so it is it's not too terrible. It's probably moderate, what I would consider moderate. The hike out is a lot easier than the hike back because the hike out is all downhill and the hike back is mostly uphill, and you can get pretty winded on the hike back, but it's not too bad. So I certainly wouldn't recommend it for anybody that has any disabilities or stamina issues or anything like that. So but everybody should go here at least once if you're into hiking, and if you're in the Boxley area, then you absolutely should go there if you've never been. So it's a beautiful day today. It's a late afternoon, and we're hoping that we'll be able to get out here without too much of a crowd. We kind of timed it so that we could get out here and we can have some good video and photographing opportunities without a whole lot of people in the way. Just be advised, if you come out here on a weekend in good weather, it's probably going to be really crowded. But if you catch it late afternoon like we're doing, or during the middle of the week, sometimes it's not too bad. In fact, last July, I was out there the day before the 4th of July, July 3rd, with my two daughters, Emily and Campbell, and we had the whole place to ourselves, and that was pretty special because that doesn't happen a lot. So anyway, there's not a whole lot else to say about it. The hike in, as I said, is not too bad. In fact, there's a lot of beautiful scenery. There is a waterfall that is flowing sometimes after a lot of rainfall. But today I don't expect that we'll see any water out there. One word of note, if you are familiar at all with Hawksbill Crag, and even if you're not, on a serious matter, there are fatalities here. So every couple of years it seems like somebody gets too close to the edge. They want that perfect selfie, they want that perfect photograph, and then they fall, and it's about 150 feet to the floor of the valley. It's solid rock, and nobody ever survives that. So you have to use extreme caution if you're going here. There is no excuse for people to fall, okay? I'm just going to say that right now. There, with just a small amount of precautions, you can prevent anything bad happening. But there are no guardrails, and what most people don't realize is as you get closer to the edge of the crag, the surface starts to slope gently, and it's not real noticeable if you're not paying attention. And sometimes there's loose gravel, and it takes just one little slip, you're gone, and then seriously, you're gone. So do exercise extreme caution when you're out here. You don't have to use so much caution that it ruins a good time. There's plenty of room on the crag to move around. It's bigger than it looks like from the photographs. So there's no reason anybody cannot come out here and have a good, safe time. But if you get a little careless, or you've got a little bit too much of a daredevil streak in you, bad things can happen, and that's all I'm going to say about that. So especially if you have small children, or you've got a pet with you, like I've got Huckleberry, I'm going to keep a tight hold on the reins today, on the leash, so he doesn't get loose. But we want to have a good, safe time out here. So that's really all I'm going to say about that right now. So we're going to turn this video off, and we will pick it up when we get to the trailhead. So we'll I'll see you in just a little bit. Hey, I'm back. So one thing I forgot to mention that I normally say on these videos is that this is about a 90-minute drive from the Fayetteville-Springdale area in northwest Arkansas. So if you live in northwest Arkansas, it's pretty easily accessible. It's a nice drive through Huntsville and Kingston and all the small towns in between. So it's like I said, it's easily accessible. Now, having said that, once you turn off the main road and you go down the gravel road to the crag, it's about a 7-mile drive down a gravel road. And the first mile to mile and a half of that road is about as rough and steep of a gravel road as you're ever going to see, as most of us will see. I've got the Jeep. The Jeep has 4-wheel drive, and I actually use a little bit of 4-wheel drive to get up that hill. And that helps greatly. If you've got front-wheel drive, you're probably going to be fine. I'm not saying you can't make it with just rear-wheel drive, but you're going to be spinning tires a lot and spinning a lot of gravel out, and you need to get a good head of steam to get up that hill. It's a very narrow, windy road too. You're going to be driving very close to the edge of a bluff and a cliff, and there are no guardrails on this road, so you need someone with good driving skills to get up here. It's not scary, and probably I'm making it out a little worse than it is, but just keep that in mind. I wouldn't bring a nice car. I've actually seen people drive a BMW and a Mercedes up there before. I can't hardly believe that they made it up there and back without getting some gravel dings on their car. So just plan accordingly as far as what you drive when you come out here. It's not a bad drive, but that first couple of miles down that gravel road is pretty rough, so something to think about. Anyway, we'll resume when we get back to the crag. Okay, we're at the rough part of the road, so hang on tight. I'm going to try to record some of this, but we are here. We're at the trailhead. There's still several cars out here, so there's still quite a few people on the trail. We met several vehicles coming back out through, and we're about to get Huckleberry out of the Jeep, and we don't have a whole lot of daylight to play with, so we're gonna get there as quickly as possible. We don't want to get stuck out there in the dark, although I do have a flashlight with me in case that happens. But we'll take some video along the way, and looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Catch you later. You'll see several of these signs on the way out here. Don't take them lightly, because not only is the crag dangerous, but the cliff line that you'll follow for the last quarter to half mile is tricky too, and people have been known to fall off of those. So it's not just the crag that can be fatal, but it can be also all of the cliff line. So just proceed with caution. We're making pretty good time. We've seen a couple of other groups on the trails so far, and man, it's just a really good day out here. There's no wind blowing, the temperature is perfect, high 50s, low 60s. Huckleberry is doing his thing, so we're making good time. We should be at the crag in about 20 minutes, maybe 30. Okay, so we're getting close. We're to the bluff line now. You can see these pretty massive rock formations. I didn't do an exact count at the trailhead, but I think there were about 7 or 8 cars there, and I've seen 6 groups of people go by, so we're gonna have this mostly to ourselves. You can see the bluff line starting to form over here. Another 1/8 of a mile and we should be there. Okay, more bluff line. You can see, hold on, my dog is not behaving. You can see the, you know, we're walking next to some fairly steep drop-offs. They don't show up as well on the video as they do in real life, but I can assure you that this is the beginning of the danger zone, so you want to be very careful around here. You'll find no guardrails of any kind. You're completely on your own. That's the way I like it. That's the way I believe it should be. But that means you have to use extreme caution. Okay, we are here. We are at Hawksbill Crag, and that's the crag directly behind me. There were some groups of people here earlier before, but they have all gone, and now we have this beauty all to ourselves. It was a good hike in, not hard at all. Weather's beautiful. It's perfect, as a matter of fact. Perfect temperature, no wind. Huckleberry is tied up. I've got him tied up so that he doesn't venture too far out there by himself while I shoot this video, so you may hear him bark once or twice, but this is such a beautiful place. It is the place to go to in the Ozarks. If you're gonna go hiking anywhere, you need to come here, and I mean that sincerely. So come to Hawksbill Crag. I'll get you a better video of the side of the crag, the most iconic shot, before we leave. We're gonna have to leave here pretty soon because we're gonna run out of daylight soon, and you don't want to be caught out here in these hills after dark. I've got a small flashlight with me, but it's not a big one. So it's been a beautiful day. Thank you for joining us. Go to bigyellowjeep.blogspot.com and check that out. Leave comments. I'd love to hear from you. And just check out some of the beautiful places we've been. So this is Tim and Huckleberry signing off, and hope everybody has a fantastic weekend. See you.